but like they're raging against cancel culture.
Cancel culture? You want to dive right into that?
Fuck yeah.
They should be raging against cancel culture.
Because Dan, Kyle and I did our first showcase with a guy named Shane Gillis, who's from Mechanicsburg. It's like Red, Central PA, whatever. And he actually worked his way up into SNL. And now everyone wants to cancel him because of
some stuff he said a while ago.
No, it's definitely like it's risque material, and it definitely didn't land. But he is a comedian, and clearly he was trying to make jokes.
And it was in with like a week. He got picked for a spot on Saturday Night Live.
Well, also his comedy, you don't have to. They're gonna find a lot more probably because he's a risk taker.
Yeah, but that's not a problem. He's not getting up there with a fucking a Klan hood
exactly.
on, and he's fucking telling risque jokes. There's a fucking difference, people.
Like Dave Chappelle has a bit where he does an Asian stereotype accent, and maybe it's not the best taste, but I guess people want to cancel Dave Chappelle too. That's my whole problem. It's like
you're not allowed to say shit.
Yeah.
And you don't even know what's gonna piss people off anymore.
No.
Like it could be the most innocuous shit ever, and these people like they'll find an echo chamber group on Twitter and be like, look what he said here, let's attack him.
And if you don't like it, just don't watch. Like, I don't know why you have to police everything unless if someone's legitimately trying to incite violence or like build a hate group. That's one thing. But if you're a comedy show. You see a comedian on stage, they're probably not trying to start a racist organization from their platform on a stage.
Most comedians are just like damaged people in general. They like dark humor. Like
yeah.
I do believe, like I say it all the time on here and in my everyday life. I'm sorry if you find it offensive, but I think accents are fucking hilarious. Accents can be fucking funny as shit.
Yeah.
And does that make me a racist? Cancel this guy? Like,
yeah.
It's funny. I'm sorry.
You guys are telling me that you can't write a 60-minute set on, like, puppies and bubblegum?
I could. I would enjoy it. It's not why I didn't get into comedy so I could reinforce every media, not stereotype, but, like, whatever their view is and how it changes.
Political correctness.
Yeah, I didn't get into comedy so I could adapt to whatever mainstream contemporary thought is at that point.
Yeah, I don't fucking care.
And people are like acting like comedians need to be moral arbiters of society. It's like these people probably barely made it through high school. That's not who you should be looking to for your insight and philosophy. You should actually look at philosophers who are lazy as shit. You don't even know a philosopher nowadays. Go at them. That's who you should be looking to make your moral viewpoint or build your world view.
But also on the same thing, you got people getting mad at like, oh, you can't say it that way, that's racist, everything's racist, everything's like against, and you're offended for everyone. But also, they're the same type of people that are like, you guys can't just keep punching Nazis. Why is everybody always going hard on Nazis? Like, they're the same fucking sides of the argument.
I've heard that argument.
Yeah.
Like, and there was a group of people that were like, well, not everybody who thinks differently than you is a Nazi. And I'm like, no, this motherfucker has a shaved head and a swastika tattoo talking about you will not replace us. That's a Nazi.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Punch him in the mouth until your fucking hand breaks. Like, that's a Nazi.
But it's the same mentality on both sides.
Yeah.
You can't critique a Nazi, and you can't make a joke.
Yeah. Well, one side wants to restrict, like, how you can spend your money or taxing. They want to restrict you financially. And the other side wants to restrict you intellectually. They want to police what you could say or think. And honestly, I don't think no one can go through life never being offended or like getting any pushback because that'll just make a weak person.
You also don't have the right to not be offended.
It's like
you don't.
Yeah, and also like if America's a bunch of people that have never been offended in their life, and then we get invaded by Russians that have been wiping their ass barehanded in the snow, how's that gonna work out for us?
Yeah, like I don't know. Like freedom of speech doesn't just mean you get to say whatever you want. It also means you're gonna have to listen to a bunch of shit that you're not gonna like.
Yes.
It's a two-sided coin. It doesn't work just in your fucking favor.
I think of it like this. Like Benjamin Franklin said, anybody that would give up liberty for safety deserves neither. If you would give up your freedom to say things just so everyone feels comfortable, you don't deserve to feel good or say anything.
Oh, bro, we have all volunteered for the police state.
Like, I'm in a Philly comedian Facebook group.
Yeah.
And there's so many posts from people saying, in 2014 or in 2015, Shane Gillis was mean to me at an open mic. They're like, you can't support this guy. He's an asshole. It's like, you got 5 years to bring it up to him in his face.
Yeah.
But when he got a measure of success, then it's a big deal that you have to blast. Not to him either.
Let me
You
throw it
you
up.
didn't message him.
Let me
You just
throw
put
it
in
up
a public,
anonymously on
Yeah.
a public forum.
because you're trying to gain clout or, like, be the most moral person and say, like, you're the one that vanquished. Like, no one even knows who he is yet. He hasn't even debuted on SNL. The only people that know who he is are well, people know who he is now because he's all over the news.
Have you ever seen the Amazing World of Gumball?
No.
The show. It's pretty terrific if you ever get a chance. It is
terrific.
pretty terrific. But there's a line where they have like their own version of Twitter
Okay.
on it, and they're making fun of it. They're like, and the one kid doesn't know what it is, and he's like, "What's Twitter?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a no holds barred bare knuckle fist fight to see who the most tolerant person on the internet is."
Exactly. That's a perfect way to put it.
It really is.
And, the worst part is, like, people are like, we're making change. It's like, what have you actually done?
You're
make a
only
change in
talking
your-
to
Yeah.
the people that held your opinion anyway.
And also, you're just that's not doing any, like, you have to actually be active outside of Facebook to make change.
Yeah.
those people, a lot of the times, will say, "Oh, I repost all these things." Like, when's the last time you volunteered your time to do anything other than just sit on your phone?
Yeah. And if you got a bunch of likes, that doesn't mean you're doing anything. I liked a bunch of shit yesterday. I can't even tell you
What that
half
shit
of the
was.
stuff. Yeah.
What that shit
I was
was.
there. Man, I'm not. It's just a
No, I
thoughtless
can't.
thing.
I met Shane Gillis after we were done
Yeah.
with the stand-up and everything, and I met 2 minutes I talked to him. Seemed like a nice guy. I can't judge. I only met him for 2 fucking
Yeah.
minutes. But, god damn, people. Everybody is so fucking sensitive.
Also, but it's not funny just joking about, like, safe subjects. That's not what, for me at least, what makes someone funny is how much
Party foul.
is how much they can, like, risk it, but still pull it back and make it funny. Like, you pull yourself to the edge of danger where everyone's like, is this guy lost his mind? Is he crazy? Is he a bigot? And then you bring it back with a joke, like Chappelle.
And
Isn't that comedy?
Yeah, like the abortion thing.
You push the line, and then you find out where it was, and you walk a half step back.
Yeah, or like Bill Burr with his, like, why can't you hit women? You're thinking, like, oh shit. And it draws you in. You're like, is he going to fucking torpedo his career right here? How's he going to do it? And he brings it around. And that's more impressive to me than someone like, a puppy licked my face. I walked out and it was so wet when I was at the store. I'm silly. That's not funny.
Oh boy, is my face red.
And then I had some cotton candy, and I got stuck in the puppy spit.
I've thought,
Exactly.
as I got older, like, you knew me as a teenager, I would just say wildly outlandish, offensive shit
Yeah.
just to be saying it and get, like, a shock reaction or a shock laugh.
Yes, you were a terrible person.
It's fucking... I was bad, guys. I apologize.
You're canceled, y'all.
I don't care. I apologize. I'm done with that part of my life.
Learning the ropes of comedy.
I'm just saying, as I got older, I was like, it should be funnier than it is offensive.
Exactly. That's the only thing.
It should be funnier than it is offensive, because anybody can spout out some offensive nonsense, but if you can make that offensive nonsense also really funny and really clever, that just makes the joke way better.
Exactly. And that's why it's difficult. Oops.
And I've always been way more geared to, like, edgy type comedians and people who will say crazy shit. And
Well,
I
edgy
mean, you
comedian.
don't watch, like, the Christian comedy tour?
no, I watch dry bar comedy sometimes, and it's fucking ridiculous.
Some of them are pretty good.
Some of them are pretty good.
Yeah, no, I've heard great, clean comedians.
Yeah.
But
I have.
I like edgy comedians because they're tackling real subjects that
Yeah.
are, like, not just silly things that happen to you in the day. Like,
And I'm
you
a
left the shoe
very,
untied.
I'm a very dark person. I like that. I'll relate to that shit. Like joking about suicide and depression and stuff, and people are like, "That's not funny." It's like, I've attempted suicide. I've had
Yeah,
depression my
exactly.
entire life. What he's saying is so spot on. It's really fucking funny.
Yeah.